It's quite easy, it's not easy, it's quite hard actually to learn all these poems and do this, but it is quite easy for me to go on stage and say, you know, I've done this thing, aren't I other than a bloke? And it's not, I'm not saying that at all, I am completely a bloke, even though I'm at your neck sometimes to be attractive to the same sex. Yeah, because I might do that, doesn't mean I haven't got the same killer instincts as any other bloke. It's just there, you're just brought up with them. And I don't mean from your parents, I mean everything. It's just heroes, oh, give me a break. You know what I mean? It's there. So I've got it, I've got the bloke gene. I'm wearing the bloke's jeans. And whatever, so I'm not saying that. I am a man. And I'm very happily of men. A lot of them are fucking brilliant creatures, amazing, powerful, wonderful, wondrous, humorous creatures who are amazing. Some aren't. So, and I'm a bit of both of those things too. So, blokes, this is for us. It's called Of Men. In a haberdashery of muscle and sinew, and conveyor junk of cuddly toys, men firm up to what they never wear, what they never could be. Deep thought buried in emotion, buried by demons, buried by deed. Perhaps men's empathy cannot be words. Perhaps men's empathy is just that. Perhaps men's empathy cannot be questioned. All men are therapists. All women are therapists. Of men, there are stories carrying worlds and parting waves. Of men, there are fathers, scuffed knees and runny-nosed. Of men, there are mountaintops abominable and sure. Of men, there are oceans, shoals black. And sometimes by the river, by willow, and men are swans. A midsummer shiver of down and white, a question mark neck of where is our elegance? By the river, I realise how protected and loved I've been by fist and wing. By the river, men frisk and giggle with sons and daughters. By the river, they are and they are not men. In anvil strike and glass-blowing spark of heat, sweat and industry of men, I marvel at the structures they created, fell from, died for, celebrated their red brick comment and dust cloud weight. The killing field bloodbath, shit pants stench, mud blood mounds and can't believe of why is war. I grieve for the grief they weren't allowed. I wish I could scale the bottomless pit of the bottomless pits of the history of histories of men. Of downward spirals and devil traps and insides of insides, gnawing at insides of insides, clawing at fathers and mothers, kneading mothers and fathers, punching, suckling, whores and dirt man. Go! Men of jealousy, of weakness, fear, soiled and bruised blue boy, of not being solid, of being sold down the Swanee, crumbling and guffawing. Men made of knitting, men made of football, coming too quickly, not coming at all. Men of baby steps and delight, of giant steps and babies, of sanities and crazies, of always, nevers and maybes. Cradling, adventure yarns, saving, grabbing, letting go, failing, falling, scolded and scolding, holding on to failing, failing to hold, unloved, loved too much, too camp, too butch, arms not strong enough, legs too weak, of earth not grounded, falling and digging to the centre of the earth, pounded to a core of molten man, knowing far too much, about not knowing, lava hot and glowing. I had an image of a man stood burning inside the sun. He is crying. And if he doesn't stop soon, the sun will go out. Sit down.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah. He's a bloke. Going out and get his drinks. Me. Right, this next poem. No, I'm not going to take this poem yet. I'm going to tell you the story behind this poem, a story behind it. When I was very young, again, going back to that thing, being young, we were dog poor and we would have been considered underclass. I'm not saying, I feel sorry for us, it's just the truth. We had no money. My dad had left, my mum had a cleaning job and she brought up all these kids with no money. We would have been underclass, we would have been considered underclass. Now, I was about 4 or 5 when my brothers started to get jobs. And when they got jobs, they were unionised jobs with dead good wages. And I don't remember being that poor a lot. But what I do remember is the moment when money came into the house. Quite clearly remember the moment money came, the whole house changed because of those decent living wages. I'm not saying it's a great way to live your life working in a factory, but neither's workfare, you know what I mean? Let's face it. And they had wages, and when they had overtime, our house was boosted. And every week on payday, it was just like a carnival in our house. Payday day was like new music, new clothes, new this. The lads were washed up because they were going out in glorious 70s clothes, able to engage beautifully, intellectually, hedonistically, and socially in the world around them. Just easy thing to do. Now, if my brothers, I'm pretty sure if my brothers had been young last summer, they would have been rioting. Do the math. This poem's called, oh, by the way, I'm going to look like a serious headmaster.